All right, guys, says I am live. And as you can see here in the shiny ball right here, I got a new microphone. Felt like playing around with it. Amazing. Every time I get on here, I get some messages. But I'm going to have a pretty busy weekend. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing the Joker movie in the middle of all our things we have planned this weekend. So I think it was Rob Ripa or somebody just a minute ago had asked if I was going to do Joker talk, and he put an LOL after it. So yeah, there'll be a Joker talk sometime after I see the movie, which will hopefully be tomorrow. But tonight, I just wanted to play around, test some equipment. I still have a high def camera to test at another time. Uh, See how far we can go with this. And of course, I'm still looking for some software, something that'll record my screen and put me in the corner, so you can see me. I don't like looking like other YouTubers, but some of the stuff I want to do that'll come in, be pretty snazzy and handy. So basically, I'm going to Newsarama. If you kind of want to look at this, it's called the Full Comic Book Television Release Schedule. And the past couple of, as soon as I said Newsarama, somebody left the stream. But anyway, I was going to maybe talk about some of these shows that are coming up and maybe some shows that are on. It's sort of funny for me to do this, considering that I'm one of those people that cut the cord probably going on 11 years now. I catch things on some, we'll just call it what it is, some pirate websites, if you will, big DVD collector. But I'm doing Amazon Prime, and I'm doing Netflix now. And to be honest with you, Netflix really has not impressed me except for 2 or 3 shows. Amazon Prime seems to have a lot of the older shows that I really like, and maybe even some of the newer stuff. So anyway, Newsarama came out yesterday with the Full Comic Book Television release schedule. Right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think it's the 20th of this month. The show that I'm really pumped for is Watchmen, okay? Things being online as they are and things like that, I've already seen people already being like, this trailer is not exciting me, and they're confused on exactly what this show is supposed to be and when it's set. But basically, I think it's 20 to 30 years after the actual Watchmen graphic novel. Okay, it's that world, what it's like, in the future there. Well, of course, the Watchmen graphic novel set in 1985, 86, whatever it was, which is funny because I have read that book hundreds of times, no doubt in my mind. But anyway, that's the one I'm really pumped for. So when we get to it, I might get stuck there, right? Some of the shows that are currently airing, kind of this list really sort of cracks me up because I'm learning things here. DuckTales is on season 2 with Disney. That's amazing. I did not even know there was a Spider-Man show cartoon. I wonder if that came out of it, Into the Spider-Verse, whatever that movie was, which I checked out on Netflix while the fiance's kid was watching it. And I get why kids like it. Let's see what we got here. DC Superhero Girls season 1 on Cartoon Network. Interesting. The Travel Channel has Ripley's Believe It or Not. That is something I'm going to have to check out. But the Titans, we're on Titans. The DC Universe app that you can get has these great shows. I was just about to go ahead and get the app, right, to get it. What we got here, Infrared Media. Hey, Howler, OBS, open broadcast software. It's the software you need. It's free and tons of reviews on YouTube. OBS, I'll try it again. That's the one I played around with. Maybe it deserves a second chance. Thanks, man. Appreciate it there, Infrared. So anyway, the Titans, I was able to check out the first season of the Titans. Now, I was just like everybody else. I felt like I wanted to see the show before I judged it. And season 1 came out with, those promo photos of everyone dressed up like, there was Raven, Robin, Starfire, and Changeling. So when I get to watch the show and everything like that, I'm really digging the show, but it was so bizarre because it was like they got everything right except the actual Titans. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd episode we got introduced to Hawk and Dove, which was just fantastic. I loved what they did with them. I wanted a Hawk and Dove show. They had Robin come in. You found out he had a past relationship with Dove. Hawk and Dove are together. Hawk is real self-destructive, and he's just put his body through hell I just love the dynamics they did, and then they pulled out some very obscure villains. What was it? The Atomic Family, Nuclear Family, the Nuclear Family. That's going back to the '80s with Mike W. Barr, Jim Aparo, with the Outsiders Baxter series. I was just like, oh, they did it well, and I think some of the people working on some of these shows came out of Eric Kripke's camp of Supernatural. So I'm a huge fan of the first 5 seasons of Supernatural, and I do keep up with it and stuff, right? But anyway, the Titans show, like I said, it was like everything that had to do with the Titans was just a whole completely different world. Yet they had Hawk and Dove, and then they brought in the Jason Todd Robin, which they nailed. They got him down exactly what he was supposed to have been. So now we're into season 2, and I've already seen people online posting pictures of Deathstroke on there. I don't know if they're on the second season. If I remember right, the DC app, those shows come out once a week, so you'd actually get the seasons. But they're coming out pretty quick on DVD. You can get season 1 of the Titans for $20 at Walmart. The one I'm waiting on, Doom Patrol. I fell in love with, I'm a huge Doom Patrol fan, right? Arnold Drake, Grant Morrison, those years, the Keith Giffen years that they did, I think, what was it, right before the 52 hit, around Blackest Night. Oh man, getting all kinds of messages now. But that show is one I'm definitely going to be getting on DVD. Absolutely loved what they did with it. They nailed it with that one. So, I don't know. Maybe the app is worth it, and maybe it's not. Fear the Walking Dead. There's still Walking Dead fans out there. I work with a couple. So here's some shows that are coming up. They have listed for 2019. We're really close to the release, the fall, the autumn here when all these shows come out. But we got Batwoman coming out. Batwoman is dead in the water right now. I think what's going to save the show is when they had the big Crisis on Infinite Earths CW crossover. What was it? Was it last year they did the one where they crossed over and they had Earth X on there and they had the evil Supergirl and stuff. And that was really good. I enjoyed that. But Batwoman, the way they've just handled this whole promotion, the way what's her name, Ruby Rose or something like that, the way she's coming out on the media and doing that thing where you attack the fans, that new marketing thing where you attack people and stuff to try to get an audience there. I really feel like this one's dead in the water. I think this one's going to start strong out of curiosity and all the people who don't follow things online and then fizzle. Big deal. We had Birds of Prey years ago. But the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover with the Arrowverse, I guess is what they call it and stuff. I think they're showing signs of harkening back to a lot of the shows that have come and gone. Smallville, Birds of Prey in the early 2000s. And they're bringing some of them back. I've seen Tom Welling, Brandon Routh as Kingdom Come Superman. That's going to be fantastic. Rob Ripa, I'm back. Don't worry, I have not seen Joker either, so no spoilers for me. That's funny. Infrared Media, love the horror aspect of Raven and Titans. Doom Patrol came out this past Tuesday. Oh, awesome. I got a payday coming up. So yeah, I'll be getting the Doom Patrol on DVD for sure. And yeah, Raven, it was getting better. It was getting better. I'm hoping the clips I've seen of season 2 and the promo stuff of them bringing in Deathstroke, Superboy, Wonder Girl. This show has a lot of potential just to be freaking awesome, man. Awesome. Black Lightning. Tried to watch an episode of Black Lightning. I read Batman the Outsiders when I was a kid and a little bit of some Justice League. So, I know Black Lightning going way back and stuff. The show has not grabbed me. So if anybody has anything to say about it, it's reached season 3, which is fantastic. Okay. So it's starting its 3rd season. Of course, The Flash is hitting season 6. Now, The Flash started out strong. I know kids starting at 11 years old, 5 years old, all the way to men that have just turned 70 years old that I know in real life that love the Flash episode. I dug what they did. I like the beats that they pulled out of the comics and things like that. And we got Crisis coming up. So the people who do those CW shows, even if they kind of go their own way with it, man, they know, the things that make those character specials, those storylines from the comics that, what they're meaning. We always know that, during a crisis, a Flash has to die or save the day or both, So it'll be interesting to see how they pull it off. Arrow, I was in it with Arrow for the first 3 seasons, and then I got to the DVD sets during a Black Friday sale, and they sat unopened for 2 years. So if you got something good to say about Arrow, throw it out there, man. And now we're at and that's October 15th with Arrow, October 8th with The Flash, October 7th with Black Lightning, October 6th with Supergirl, October 6th with Batwoman. Looks like the Sunday nights are going to be back to back ladies there. And now October 20th, HBO, The Watchmen. This is a show that I'm really thinking about getting the HBO Go online to watch because it's still going to be week to week. I'm very excited for this show. The bloom was sort of off the rose with having that graphic novel be untouched. I hated the theatrical version of the movie, but the ultimate cut is the one to get. It's a masterpiece. They went as far as they could for something that was unfilmable. And, Alan Moore actually said the reason that he, with his League of Gentlemen work, when somebody tried to bring up you're taking other people's creations and doing things with them, and you sort of have a problem with the Watchmen. Well, he said he's not rehashing those characters or changing anything with them. He's moving them forward story-wise. And that's what this Watchmen looks like. They've already got nods to Rorschach in there. They've got nods to they have an FBI agent played by Jean Smart, who I think is going to be Sally Jupiter. They got this character named Looking Glass that I'm very interested in, but apparently the internet is outlawed. Police go around with masks on because a lot of the policemen's families were in a coordinated attack one night. So to be a law officer, you have to protect your identity. It's playing a lot with that world. I think cell phones are outlawed also. So it's going to be very interesting to see this. And Ozymandias is there. So that's going to be good. Apparently on November 29th, there's a Harley Quinn season 1 show. Season 1 of Harley Quinn. I'm going to assume this is a cartoon. I don't know. To have been there when Harley Quinn started on Batman the Animated Series and to see this character take off is amazing. But I will say the Birds of Prey movie trailer has come out. I'm not sure why they're calling it the Birds of Prey when it looks more like a Harley Quinn movie. I hope the second trailer is better, with that. But this Harley Quinn, whatever this is. Hey, Tim, just watched Joker. It was awesome. You should go. It will change the landscape for comic movies. That's Studio Fitness. When I saw the trailer for the Joker movie, I loved what they did. It had like this Scorsese feel from the 70s, like it was Taxi Driver World or something like that. And I thought it was genius. Phoenix, what he was doing in that trailer, I even noticed how he used body language to show him as, just the everyday Joe trying to make people laugh, all hunched over and trying to force a smile and being real hesitant and to talk to people. And then all of a sudden when he comes around the corner of that hallway and he's pulling that jacket on and he's walking from shoulders out and that chin up and everything like that, it was like I was a completely different person. And then it had him dancing on the steps. I was just like, this is going to be the second time somebody gets an Oscar playing the character of the Joker. And that goes, I really hope that's what happens here. So I'm really pumped about seeing the Joker. Phoenix will get the Oscar for this. It's mesmerizing. This is Studio Fitness. Fantastic. That is what I predicted. That is what I predicted. And from what I'm hearing, other people are saying the exact same thing. So I'm very pumped to see this movie. And there will be some Joker talk. I just hope I can get in here quick enough to do it. Okay, I'm going to move on here and doing this stuff, but there's some unspecified shows which they don't know when they're coming out, but it's The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 2 on Nickelodeon and The Rocketeer Season 1 on Disney Junior. I don't care if that's on Disney Junior. I'm going to be watching The Rocketeer cartoon, live show, whatever it is. I'm a Rocketeer fan from way back, and that's just going to be cool. I hope they do it serialized, even if it's for kids. Arrow's been great. It was slow till about season 5. Ragman making a brief appearance for a couple episodes was cool. The last season is about to start. Overall, it's solid. Okay, Infrared. I had no idea that Ragman was on this show. Okay, I saw Wild Dog and all the other ones kind of pop up here and there and everything like that. But Ragman on there, I've as soon as I'm off here, I'm going to see if there's any little clips of him on YouTube. That is fantastic. That is the coolest thing in my mind since I saw that JSA 2-part episode of Smallville where it started out with Starman. Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Okay, DC Legends of Tomorrow, again, a show that you can get on Netflix in the past seasons and stuff. Most of these CW shows you can, and on the CW app. But back up here to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you have Pluto TV. You can get an app on your phone. You get it on your computer. You can get it on your smart TV, on your television, HD TV and stuff. But they have a whole channel dedicated to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think it's run by Nickelodeon. So that's really cool. But DC Legends of Tomorrow, it doesn't feel like a comic book show, even though they have those characters. I mean, they played around with George Lucas and almost ruining Star Wars. You know what I mean? But I think that show's got a lot of potential. They had Infinity Incorporated on there. I got to see a live action Obsidian, which was amazed me. And then some other shows that got coming out. There's tons of stuff I've never heard of. They got the Vagrant Queen. That's not going to be a sci-fi. So sci-fi had Krypton, which I think got canceled, and they were talking about having a Lobo TV show and whatever. It apparently didn't work out. So I'm real hesitant with sci-fi. Those shows feel like NBC makes these shows, and they're like, they're not good enough for prime time. Stick them over here on the cable. That's what it feels like. Boondocks, whatever that is. Winona Earp, season 4. I have seen many people on my Facebook just now discovering Winona Earp. And they're like, how did I miss this masterpiece? Strong female audience. Doom Patrol season 2, DC Universe, and HBO Max. That's where it's going to be. Spider-Man, Maximum Venom, all kinds of Spider-Man stuff here. Hellstrom on season 1 on Hulu. Now, is that Damian Hellstrom or Hellstorm from Marvel Comics? Because that's very interesting. Stargirl, I'm pumped about, which will be on the DC Universe app. And then they have one here that says Y, the letter Y, season 1. So I wonder if that's Y the Last Man. That could be a very interesting show if handled right. If not, that's going to be a very delicate show if they don't get the structure right and set up that world right. Winona Earp is fantastic. We got a big Winona Earp out there, fan out there with Infrared Media. Now, the other one's unspecified for 2021 is Spidey and His Amazing Friends season 1 on Disney Junior. Now, surely they're not going to go back 40 years and bring us back Firestorm and Iceman and and Spider-Man. That would be very cool. But I'm also kind of wondering if it's going to be more of a Marvel 2-in-1 show. I haven't really heard too much about it. Marvel 2-in-1 had Spider-Man teaming up with a different hero every month, right? In production, The Boys season 2 on Amazon. If you have not watched The Boys on Amazon Prime, the first 4 episodes are masterpieces for what the comic was. It's good enough. It's close enough. The last 2 episodes, they started setting up for this big dramatic ending. It didn't have so many ha-ha laughs in it and stuff, not so many dirty jokes. And Eric Kripke is working on this show. So, I'm a Kripke fan. Whenever he pops up on a show, I know I'm going to get a payoff. He understands he knows how to do that cliffhanger. The Boys is fantastic. I was there from day one with that show. Paulo Costa, what's up, man? Got a new microphone. Decided to do a little live show where we just talk about upcoming comic book television shows. It's like the title says. That's about it. Everybody say hello to Paulo there. I've already talked about Watchmen. I'm talking about The Boys now, which you need to go watch. There's a pilot for a show called Woke for the Hulu app. I don't know what it is. And one that I did not know was on the list, and I'm super excited for it because I think it's based on a European comic. Season 1 is on Netflix right now. It's a fantastic show. End of the Effing World is what it's called, right? Oh my God. That show is so good. It's about a kid who thinks he's a serial killer, and he wanted to feel something, anything, that he stuck his hand in a vat of boiling oil or something, fry, I don't know, put it in grease. He meets this girl and he plans on killing her, but he starts finding out that, he loves her. and they take off doing like this Bonnie and Clyde adventure and just gets all messed up with what they're doing. It's both. It's like I don't want to say it's Quentin Tarantino ish, because it's got its own identity, but it's the only thing I can put out there with the twists and turns and the crap they go through. I absolutely fell in love with both those characters, and the way it ended, I really didn't think there was going to be a season 2 coming back. So I am freaking pumped for that one. End of the effing world. Go watch that on Netflix now. In development, She-Hulk season 1. Oh, I'm not going to comment. We'll see what they do with it. Oh, that could be. Oh, in this day and time, I don't know. Moon Knight. I hope they don't turn it into like a Law and Order show. A lot of people want that. I don't know. Moon Knight show. We're finally going to get our Batman live action TV show. I've known about Moon Knight since 1978, 77, 78. I had to beat up Werewolf by Night number 32. That was my stepdad's, and I threw that thing around. And it was beat up, and I sold it for like, I think, $80. A very beat up copy. Like, there was not one piece of the cover that was not creased or something. It was yeah. I mean, who knew, right? So I like Moon Knight, but we know what he is. Okay. Miss Marvel gets a television show. I don't know about that. DMZ, the pilot. Now, DMZ on HBO Max, I think that's going to be a huge cult following on that. That, if there was ever a comic book to really adapt on HBO, I think DMZ is exactly what they need. I haven't read Demilitarized Zone, and I think I have the first appearance of them in Y: The Last Man of that title. Now, this one really amazed me. Untitled Akira sequel, season 1 on whatever Sunrise is. Akira, you know what? I almost thought I was going to whip out the DVD right here. To do a sequel to Akira, I have no problem with it, but it better be damn good. That is brave. I mean, Akira is definitely one of those benchmarks in manga history, and that stuff coming over to America big time. Lucifer, I don't watch anything with Satan as a sympathetic character because he's not. What we got here? Hawkeye. I've heard about Hawkeye coming to the Disney app. I think we all have. Marvel's 616 season 1 on the Devil. I've never heard of this show. So there's a lot of things. Umbrella Academy is coming back, guys. No Satan. That's right. No Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey is getting a season 1 show on Hulu. If it's got a monkey in it, I'm usually there. Take that as you will. The Tigra and Dazzler show. I don't know who thought that one up, but that's also another Hulu show. Is Hulu turning into like just the dumpster for the Marvel shows that they make? They just think, we've made it. We might as well do something with it. Tigra and Dazzler show. Wow. Okay. Howard the Duck, MODOK, also coming to Hulu. Howard the Duck better get the respect he deserves. He's in a world he never made. And I really hope that they're going to release this show just in time for the next U.S. presidential election, because he was a candidate, back in the 70s. Yeah, Tigra Dazzler reminds me of Two Broke Girls. Exactly. That's exactly how I'm seeing this. This is not going to be a show that I can take serious, and they're really wasting the character of Tigra if that's how they're going to go with it. All right. I can go on and on and on. Let's see what I got here. A Secret Six show, season 1, and it's going to be on CBS. Looks like it might be on Primetime or their app. Who knows? On their streaming channel. That should be interesting. Is it going to be the Gail Simone version of the Secret Six, or is it going to be the classic one that had more of an OSS spy element to it? I love Akira. I love how it goes from the 80s all the way to 2019. It's always weird when you catch up with the future and movies and stuff. I still got my Back to the Future USA Today from 2015. I still got my Back to the Future USA Today from 2015. That was very cool. Yeah, I love Akira. That is my go-to movie on those nights I cannot sleep. Usually it's Blade Runner or Akira. You know, there's nights I can't sleep. I just kind of want to chill out, which is kind of funny to say that about Akira, but there's something about that that kind of gets me focused. There's also another anime called Metropolis that helps turn off my brain and I focus on it. It's just very cool. Okay, now the one I've actually heard about this before. Well, let me jump up here. American Flag on something called Europa Corps. Now, American Flag is a Howard Chaykin character who gets recruited by the government, and he's a porn star, an ex-porn star. So it was very, we'll say, tongue in cheek when Howard Chaykin was on there. So whoever gets this, I kind of wonder if they've read the book. This reminds me of the guy who did Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And next thing I know, I see Invader Zim, and I'm like, you know, did they not know that this guy's work involves a character named Johnny the Homicidal Maniac? Did Nickelodeon not do their homework? And they freaked out when they found out. Astro City, Fremantle Media. Now, this is one that I don't have a lot of faith in because Astro City. The point of view of the show would require a lot. You know, if it was like the comic, different points of view of the characters that you read through, if you will, that require a lot of patience for, I think, a television audience to do so. And you know, what do we got here? Concrete, Universal Cable Productions. Now I'm picking out favorites here. Concrete is that Dark Horse environmental book that has a huge following. A man gets abducted by aliens and he's stuck in a concrete suit. The Killer's Smile is a fantastic read. Without a main character, how are they going to sell Astro City to the viewers? Exactly. That's what I mean. Every story in Astro City, every arc or story arc, I like his single stories better. It's from a different point of view. There is no main character. You have people returning later, and the characters in Astro City doesn't really matter to a television show, or it could be a saving grace. They age in real time. So that's one of those. That's one I'm curious about just to see how they do it. More than I wonder if it's going to be good. You know. I mean, there's a ton of shows in development here. I don't think I realized what I was getting into here. There's another favorite of mine is Five Ghosts. Okay, that was a Dark Horse series, which was sort of like Johnny Quest meets Indiana Jones, and the main character is possessed by the ghost of Robin Hood, Dracula, three other historical characters, and they can. I can't remember. I think he can summon their powers, you know, and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I met the dude that wrote it, and he was a literature teacher, I think. So he has a ghost of a samurai. Five Ghosts has a lot of potential of being a freaking great show. They need to do it like old serialized 30s style. You know what I mean? Cliffhanger at the end, lots of action. Just a great series. So I really hope that one goes. Harrow County, Universal Cable Productions. Harrow County. I never saw so many comic book fans so sad when a series ended. Is this the one where it's like a whole town full of serial killers or something? Let's see what we got here. Chaykin's American Flag is so underrated. It's genius. Yes, it is. Studio Fitness. Only read volume 1 of Five Ghosts, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, it's if you like it, you like it. If not, I can get why people might shrug their shoulder at it a little bit. I absolutely loved it. I love that pulp feel to it. You know, Loki. We've heard many things about Loki getting his own television show. That's going to be good. And the one I am pumped about is Lock and Key on Netflix, which is exactly where I think that should have been. I saw parts of the pilot that they shot for Fox years ago. Lock and Key by Joe Hill is one of my favorite stories. It's a series of, what is it? I think it was 6-issue miniseries. I've got the hardback volumes. I've got scattered issues of all the miniseries that came out. And if I had just read volume 1, I never would have continued with the story. But it's one of those rare things where each volume of the story gets better and better and better. By the time you're up to volume 6, you're just sort of like, I don't know if I can take anymore. I really say it all the time, but I want my Silver Surfer standalone movie already. Yes, Silver Surfer movie would be fantastic. And I need to go all the way back to what the character was in the late 60s. Sort of an observer of humanity. He really was a lot. I think a part of the core of that character when he had his own series was kind of observing man's inhumanity to man, if you will. You know what I mean? He's one of those characters that's very philosophical that you could talk about. You know, Stan Lee actually used him as a way to vent about how he saw the world. And I think that's what I would ought to be. Now, on YouTube here, they have the entire, on one video, somebody has put together the entire Silver Surfer cartoon from the 90s. That was on Fox. That's computer animated and it's heavy Kirby style. I love that cartoon. If you haven't heard about it, there's a reason, you know, okay. But it's got some good stuff in it, some really good stuff in it. Why only 28 issues for Silver Surfer? Marcus Muses said. Maybe it's about quality and not quantity. Who knows? Who knows? All right. No idea. You know, let's see. I'm gonna go on a rant here about this distribution of comics back in the early days. Yes. Okay, but let's see what we got here. Garfield's coming back. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Amazing that this is a series of books that is kept alive through, what is it, Troll Books and Libraries or something. That's amazing. So it's coming under Marvel Animation. That's probably definitely targeted at kids, I would imagine. I could be wrong. Quantum and Woody is having a pilot on TBS. Quantum and Woody is a duo that came out through Valiant in the late 90s, and they have a goat, okay, and they have to touch each other once every 24 hours or they die. That's just how they are. And it's really odd that this series keeps getting brought back. I keep getting told they have their fans, but I've only met one person in real life in 20 years that's ever read it, you know, and he was like, it's good. So I don't know who the fans are or where they're at, but it looks like they're going to get a pilot for it. Sin City with the Weinstein Company Dimension Films. So I guess this is going to, Frank Miller's Sin City is going to be in development as a TV show. See if it gets picked up. After seeing the second movie of Sin City, I want to say no. I think it'll be visually stunning. No substance, no story. There's really nowhere else to go, you know. There's still a couple of Sin City stories that Frank Miller put back they could mine, but to go original, that's going to be interesting. The Smurfs, very interesting. Let me see if there's anything that blows my mind. Usagi Yojimbo, which blows my mind. If that gets turned into it, I'm trying to think who it was. It might have been Scott Connor. It might have been Charlton 66. It might have been Comic Quarter 410. But somewhere along the line, about 2 years ago, I was told how Neil Gaiman walks up to Usagi Yojimbo, and they talk about how he's got the career. He's kept control of his character. He does very well living off that character. It's popped up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a cartoon. It had an action figure. It's done this and that. But apparently there's a huge fight that we don't know about all these animation companies and movie companies wanting that character behind the scenes that we never heard about. So whoever got a hold of this, and if this happens, they've come out on top of a pile of dead bodies to get it. Okay, I wonder if TMT would make an appearance in that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That'd be interesting. That would be very interesting if they could. One half of the team that created the Teenage Mutant Turtles sold his half to the other side. I think Peter Laird might have kept it. I don't know. So who knows? Who knows? I like to see a cynical version of the Smurfs. They could go over how the entire concept of commenting on 20th century economic conflicts. Oh, everybody turns into Brainy Smurf, you know. Oh, the Smurfs. I was right there when they came out. I watched them. I watched the Smurfs, and little do people know they are what's responsible for the decline and eventual death of Saturday morning cartoons. Oh. All right, let me look here. See if there's anything that grabs me. Wants me to know something. Legendary Entertainment is going to try to do something with Black Hammer. Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer has a lot of people feeling like they have to go to Dark Horse in his series to get their superhero fix, if you will. I read a few issues of it. I read a few issues of Dark Star, and I pre-ordered the Justice League crossover with the Black Hammer or whatever it is and stuff. And it's very cool, but to me, it's just a very nostalgic take on things that have already happened in books. It doesn't feel like it really moves anything forward. So, people like it. So, Paper Girls is trying to become a show on Amazon. Yeah, that series completely flew over my head. I did a review of it, and I just could not get what people were seeing in Paper Girls. It felt like over here he's writing his very good stuff and very well thought out stuff and stuff with the substance. And then when he needed a break, he'd go over here and just throw out whatever had happened in Paper Girls. It was I don't want to say chaotic, it was just very unstructured. It took a lot of left turns to where it was just making a square, but people loved it. And apparently had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I was like, okay. I just did not get it. And I hated the coloring in it. I hated the coloring. Oh my gosh. Oh, those pastel colors, doing whole panels in one color and stuff like that. I did not like it. And of course, what is still coming up, maybe for when you get thrown, if you can't swim and you're thrown into a lake, they say you'll come up 3 times. And if somebody doesn't grab you by that 3rd time, you're dead in the water, you're drowning. But apparently Neil Gaiman's Sandman is still in the running to be made into a television show, and Netflix has it now. Now, I've heard things that this was on HBO. Of course, I heard a couple years ago they're going to try to do the movie. But apparently Sandman is still out there in the running. They're still trying to get this going. Neil Gaiman has had Good Omens be a huge hit, which is wild because I have that book. I have my first edition of when it came out. They wrote with Terry Pratchett. It seems like Gaiman's had a few movies that were hits and stuff. So had to have so many problems with getting the Sandman stuff going. I want to take it as thank goodness for unanswered prayers and stuff, because Sandman isn't just something that you can throw out there. They're going to have to build an audience. Sandman has his fans in the comics, but it's nowhere near enough to keep a show going, So, that show, if they do it right, it's going to take a commitment. You know what I mean? It's going to have to build and build and build, and then have you crying at the end if they follow the book. All right, guys. So that's the shows that are out there so far. I'm really looking forward to Doom Patrol, maybe a Sandman. I already forgot that one. I was excited about that. I didn't know it was coming out, but Doom Patrol and Watchmen are the 2 I'm very excited about. And I'm very excited about the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover with the CW shows coming up in December and January. So hopefully, that's going to be very cool to see and to watch. Boys season 2. There's a lot of good stuff out there that's actually made it on air and is surviving and stuff. So, there's certain things I think some of these TV shows are nailing better than the movies. I think it's very positive. There's a lot of variety out there and a lot of things to find. All right, guys, I think that's it. Thanks for everybody that stuck around. If you made it to the end here, click that thumbs up, subscribe, and be back later for something else. Hopefully the next video we do will be Joker the movie talk, right? I might smile all the way through it. Later.